Today's topic is periodic properties and their variation, either physical or chemical. So first of all, we have to know what is periodic properties. So periodic properties are from periodic table. So periodic table is nothing but the arrangement of elements in a single group or a period is called as periodic table. So periodic table is classified. Many people have been classified periodic table. Some have been rejected, but some have been proved. So first, why do we classify? So what are the advantages of the classification is? So we can find out the relationship between one element and the other element. And one key point is that the elements which belong to the same group will have similar properties, either physical or chemical. So classification also, we can compare the properties of one element and the other element. So first classification was done by ancient Greek. So what they did was they classified into four types. One is earth, one is air, one is water, and one is fire. So there was no chemical revolution, so they classified as four types. Later an eminent scientist called as Anton Lavoisier. So he was a scientist who classified only 33 elements into 5 types. So first is light and heat. Then he classified as gases O2 like N2 and H2. And he took 17 metals, 6 non-metals and 5 earths. So here also there is no chemical revolution. So this is also not proved, but this is also not proved, but they were assuming the classification. So later came the chemical revolution by a scientist known as John Dalton. After many years, so this John Dalton was a scientist who came up with a new idea of a chemical revolution. He brought from qualitative to quantitative method. So his classification is increasing order of the atomic weights. So what his thing is, by increasing the atomic weight, he classified the elements. Later, this is also not exactly the classification, but later another scientist called as Doberius triad. So triad is a 3. So his classification is, he took 3 elements from the same group and he told the average atomic mass of the first element and the third element will be equal to the atomic mass of the second element. For example, so lithium, sodium and potassium. So lithium atomic mass is 7, sodium is 23 and potassium is 39. So what he told was, the atomic mass of this 7 plus 39, the average atomic mass will be equal to the atomic mass of the middle element. So this rule also failed because this is not proved for all the elements and it is not possible to do a triad rule for all the elements. So this rule also failed. Later came the another scientist called as Newland's law of octaves. So what his law was, octaves, which means 8. So what he told was, the first element and the 8th element will be similar in their properties. So for example, if you take from lithium, so lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and sodium. So here inert elements are excluded. So this two belongs to the same group. So if you take lithium as first element, so on. So the eighth element will be sodium. These two belong to the same group. These have similar properties. So he told that first and eighth element will have similar properties. But this rule also failed because it did not satisfy all the elements. Only few elements, most probably only this block will have will obey this Newland's law of octaves. Later came plot rule, graph rule by Lothar. So, and scientist named as Lothar Mayers, he came up with atomic volume curve. So, what he did was, he plotted a graph between atomic mass and atomic volume and said that you will get the peaks. Okay. For example, if you take alkali metals, so he told that alkali metals will occupy this peak, the pinpoint peak. So alkali, next is alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals will occupy the descending part of the peak, that is this part. Other example is halogens. Halogens will occupy the ascending part of the peak, this. Okay, alkali metals are group 1 metals, alkaline earth metals are group 2 and halogens are group 17. So, but this rule is not applicable for all the elements. So, this rule also failed. But later, Mendeleev's periodic table. So, he was a scientist named as Mendeleev's periodic table. So, what he defined the classification as, the properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. He also arranged the elements as the increasing order of the atomic weights. So, his classification will be having 7 periods which are horizontal rows and 9 groups which are vertical columns. So, rows are this, these are periods, these are groups, periods. Okay. So, next is the importance of the periodic table. So, importance of this Mendeleev's periodic table. So, what is the advantage of this Mendeleev's periodic table is, first advantage is systematic method of learning, of understanding. So, systematic method of understanding is nothing but, so if the property of one element is known, the property of other element. So, now we will study about the importance of this Mendeleev's periodic law. So, first thing is systematic study of elements. So, systematic study of elements is nothing but the element. So, the property of one element we can study, and by knowing that property of that element, the other elements' properties also can be studied. For example, if the elements, 2 elements belonging to the same group will have a similar properties. So, next importance is that Mendeleev, what he did was, he left the gap in between the table because he don't know the elements, but he started predicting the properties of those elements. So, predicting the properties. This is one of the importance. And third importance is that correction of the elements. So, if the elements are in wrong position, so with this Mendeleev's periodic table, it can be corrected. So, correction of elements. So, these are the 3 points which are importance of this Mendeleev's periodic law. So, this rule also till last it was It was proved, but later it was disproved because of few drawbacks. So what are the drawbacks of this Mendeleev's periodic table? So first drawback is the position of hydrogen. So position of hydrogen. So what according to Mendeleev is the properties of hydrogen are similar to the properties of these halogens. So the hydrogen should be placed with that halogens, but it was not placed. So this was one of the drawbacks. The second drawback is the position of the isotopes. So we know few of the elements will have isotopes. For example, hydrogen, carbon, etc. So hydrogen, this is deuterium and this is tritium. So hydrogen, deuterium and tritium. So these are three isotopes having different mass. Mass is 1 for hydrogen, for deuterium mass is 2, for tritium mass is 3. So these three hydrogen should be placed in a different blocks, but they are placed as a whole hydrogen as a one element. So this is one of the drawback. And the third drawback is the placing of the inert elements. So inert gases. So what happened is the inert gases will have a different atomic masses from ascending to the descending, but they all are placed in a single group at one place. They are not distributed all over the table. This is one of the drawback. And the last drawback is the anomalous pair. Anomalous pair is nothing but, so how he classified is increasing in the atomic weight. But what happened is here cobalt is placed before nickel. So the atomic mass of cobalt is 58.9, whereas nickel is 58.6, the atomic mass. So actually first the lower atomic mass element should be placed before, but cobalt is placed before, which is having a higher molecular mass than nickel. So this is also disproved because of these 5 drawbacks. So next is so one thing we have to learn is about atom. So what is an atom? So atom is the smallest particle of an element. So it is not, atom is the smallest particle of an element. So this is not differentiated by chemical or physical means. The atom is as such. So it has atom has different shells where the electrons are filled. So one is K, one is L, one is M and one is N. So K, L, M, N are the shells of an atom. So these shells are required where the electrons can be placed in the shells. So to calculate the number of electrons present in a particular shell is given by 2n square. So first is K. So for calculating K shell, n is equal to 1. So 2 into 1 square will give you 2 electrons. So K shell consists of 2 electrons. Next is L. L shell where n is equal to 2. So 2 into 2 square will give you 8 electrons. So L shell consists of 8 electrons. Then M where n is equal to 3. So 2 into 3 square, so will give you 18 electrons. M shell. Whereas N shell, n is equal to 4. 2 into 4 square, 32 electrons. So K shell consists of 2 electrons, L shell consists of 8 electrons, M shell consists of 18 electrons and N shell consists of 32 electrons. So the energy goes like this. N will have more energy than M will have more energy than L will have more energy than K, because this is having more electrons when compared to the others. So next is the energy, how energy varies. So for example, if an electron loses energy, so if an electron loses energy, what happens is it will fall down to the lower energy state. For example, you take N and this you take M. So if electron loses energy, it will come back to the lower energy state, because this is having a higher energy, this is having a lower energy. So suppose if an electron gains energy, so it will move from the lower energy state to the higher energy state. Okay, so this is about this. So how do we calculate atomic number, atomic mass? So atomic number is equal to the number of protons, whereas atomic mass is number of protons plus number of neutrons. Okay, so next how do we calculate this atomic number and atomic mass? So next, coming to the classification, that is modern periodic table. So modern periodic table is the present periodic table we are studying. So this was well proved by a scientist called as Moseley. So he was a scientist who proved this modern periodic table. So the classification goes like this. It has 7 periods, which are the rows, these periods rows, and 18 groups, which are columns. So and also the table goes like this. Okay, so this side will be the S block, this is the P block, this is the D block, and the lower portion is the F block. So here each group will be given a certain group number. So it will be from 1A to 7A, 1B to 7B, and 8, and 0 group elements. So 0 group are nothing but inert gases. So the classification will be like this, naming the 1A to 7A, 1B to 7B, 8, and 0 group elements. Now how will you give the number to the certain groups? Based on its electronic configuration and its valence electrons. Based on the valence electrons, if it is 1 valence electron, then it will be given as 1A. If it is 2 valence electrons, it will be given as 2A. Okay, it goes on like that.